Chapter 6. Bending and Unbending Sails. To bend a course. To send up a topsail by the halyards, by the buntlines. To bend a topgallant sail, a royal, a jib, a spanker, a spencer. To unbend a course, a topsail, a topgallant sail or royal, a jib. To send down a topsail or course in a gale of wind. To bend a topsail in a gale of wind. To bend one topsail or course and send down the other at the same time. To bend a course. Stretch the sail across the deck, forward of the mast and under the yard, being careful to have the after part of the sail aft. Seize the clew garnet blocks to the clews, also the tack and sheet blocks, unless they go with hooks or clasps. Reeve the buntlines through the thimbles of the first reef band forward, if they are made to go so, and toggle their ends to the foot of the sail, or carry them through the eyelet holes and clinch them to their own parts. Reeve the clew garnets and leech lines. Carry the bights of the buntlines under the sail, and rack them to their own parts. Stop the head of the sail to the buntlines below the rackings. Put ropings to each eyelet hole in the head of the sail. Fasten the head and reef earrings to their cringles, reeving the end of the reef earrings through the head cringle, and taking a bowline with them to their standing parts, and hitching the head earrings to the buntlines. Sway away on the buntlines, leech lines, and clew garnets. When the sail is up, pass the head earrings, reeving aft through the straps on the yard and forward through the head cringle. Haul out on the earrings, making the sail square by the glut, and pass the earrings round the yard, over and under, through the head cringle at each turn, and make the end fast around the first turns. If the sail is new, ride down the head rope on the yard and freshen the earrings. Make fast the head of the sail to the jackstay by robins, and cast the stops off the buntlines. To bend a topsail. Make fast the head and reef earrings to their cringles, passing the end of each reef earring through the cringle above its own, and making it fast by a bowline to its own part. Put robins to each eyelet hole in the head. If the sail is to be sent up by the topsail halyards, lay it on deck abaft the foot of the mast. Make it up with its head and foot together, having the head and first reef cringles together and out, and also the bowline cringle and the clews out. Bight the sail in 3 parts on a pair of slings, having the end of the sail that belongs on the opposite yard arm on top. Have the fly block of the topsail halyards above the top, and rack the runner to the topmast backstay or after shroud. Hook the lower block to the slings around the sail. Hoist the sail up into the top. Cast off the slings, unhook the halyards, and pass the upper end of the sail round forward of the mast, ready for bending. If the vessel is rolling or pitching with a stiff breeze, the sail may be guyed and steadied as it goes up by hooking a snatch block, moused, to the slings around the sail, passing the hauling part of the halyards through it and through another snatch block on deck. Get the clew lines, bunt lines, sheets, bowlines, and reef tackles ready for bending, the clove hooks of the sheets being stopped to the topmast rigging. Hook or clasp the sheets to the clews, reeve the clew lines and reef tackles, toggle the bowlines, clinch or toggle the buntlines to the foot of the sail, and stop the head to the buntlines. Hoist on the buntlines and haul out on the reef tackles, bringing the sail to the yard, and then pass the head earrings and make fast the robins as for a course. If the sail is to be sent up by the buntlines, lay the sail on the deck and forward of the mast, overhaul the buntlines down forward of the yard, on each side of the topmast stay and on the same side of the lower stay. Clinch the ends to the foot of the sail, bight them around under the sail and rack the bights to their standing parts, and stop the head of the sail to the standing parts below the rackings. Bend one bowline to the center of the sail to guide it in going aloft. Have the earrings bent and secured as before described, and the bights of the head earrings hitched to the buntlines. Sway it up to the top, and haul the ends in on each side of the mast. Reeve the clew lines and reef tackles, make fast the bowlines and sheets, the ends of which, if chain, should be racked to the topmast rigging, ready to be made fast to the clews. The gear being bent, hoist on the buntlines, haul out on the reef tackles, pass the head earrings, cut the stops of the buntlines and make fast the robins. Middle the sail on the yard by the glut, or by the center cringle. To bend topgallant sails and royals. These are generally bent to their yards on deck, the royals always. After being bent to the yard, they are furled, with their clews out, ready for sending aloft. If the topgallant sail is to be bent aloft, send it up to the topmast crosstrees by the clew lines, or by the royal halyards, and there bend on the sheets, clew lines, buntlines, and bowlines, and bring the sail to the yard as with a topsail. To bend a jib. Bend the jib halyards round the body of the sail, and the downhaul to the tack. Haul out on the downhaul, hoisting and lowering on the halyards. Seize the tack to the boom, the hanks to the luff of the sail, and the halyards to its head. Reeve the downhaul up through the hanks and make it fast to the head of the sail. Seize the middle of the sheet pennant to the clew. In some vessels, the hanks are first seized to the sail, and the jibstay unrove, brought in board, and passed down through the hanks, as the sail is sent out. Rove in its place and set up. This is more troublesome, and wears out the jibstay. To bend a spanker. Lower the gaff, and reeve the throat rope through the hole in the gaff under the jaws, and secure it. Sometimes the head of the luff fits with a hook. Then haul out the head of the sail by the peak earing, which is passed like the head earing of a topsail. When the head rope is taut, pass the lacings through the eyelet holes and round the jackstay. Seize the bights of the throat and peak brails to the leech at distances from the peak which will admit of the sails being brailed up taut along the gaff, and reeve them through their blocks on the gaff and at the jaws, on each side of the sail. The foot brail is seized to the leech just above the clew. Seize the luff of the sail to the hoops or hanks around the spanker mast, beginning with the upper hoop, and hoisting the gaff as they are secured. The tack is hooked or seized to the boom or to the mast. Hook on the outhaul tackle. This is usually fitted with an eye around the boom, rove through a single block at the clew, and then through a sheave hole in the boom. Some spankers are bent with a peak outhaul, the head traversing on the jackstay of the gaff. The fore and main spencers are bent like the spanker, except that they have no boom, the clew being hauled aft by a sheet, which is generally a gun tackle purchase, hooked to an eye bolt in the deck. To unbend a course. Haul it up, cast off the robins, and make the buntlines fast round the sail. Ease the earrings off together, and lower away by the buntlines and clew garnets. At sea, the lee earring is cast off first, rousing in the lee body of the sail, and securing it by the earring to the buntlines. To unbend a topsail. Clew it up, cast off the robins, secure the buntlines round the sail, unhook the sheets, and unreeve the clew lines and reef tackles. Ease off the earrings, and lower by the buntlines. A topgallant sail is unbent in the same manner, and sent down by the buntlines. A royal is usually sent down with the yard. To unbend a jib. Haul it down, cast off the hank seizings and the tack lashing, cast off and unreeve the downhaul, and make it fast round the sail, and cast off the sheet pennant lashings. Haul aboard by the downhaul, hoisting clear by the halyards. The rules above given are for a vessel in port, with squared yards. If you are at sea and it is blowing fresh, and the topsail or course is reefed, to send it down you must cast off a few robins and reef points, and pass good stops around the sail. Then secure the buntlines also around it, and cast off all the robins, reef points, and reef earrings. Bend a line to the lee head earring and let it go. Haul the sail well up to windward, and make fast the lee earring to the buntlines. Get a hauling line to the deck, forward. Ease off the weather earring, and lower away. To bend a new topsail in a gale of wind, it has been found convenient to make the sail up with the reef bands together, the points all being out fair, to pass several good stops round the sail and send up as before. This will present less surface to the wind. One course may be sent up as the other goes down, by unbending the buntlines from the foot of the old sail, passing them down between the head of the sail and the yard, bending them to the foot of the new sail, and making the new sail up to be sent aloft by them, as before directed. Run the new sail up to the yard abaft the old one, and send the old one down by the leech lines and the head earrings, bent to the topmast studding sail halyards or some other convenient rope. One topsail may be sent up by the topsail halyards, got ready for bending, and brought to the yard, while the old one is sent down by the buntlines.